So I'll just start again. It is 7:02 at p.m. on January 8th, 2020. Everyone had a wonderful New Year's celebration and holidays. We're going to get started because we have people and everybody's got things to do. So the first order of business is our agenda item number one, which we have the Park Alliance here today to talk to us about. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thanks for having us.
So feel free to begin with the requests that you're making.
Sure. There are some folks who are not muted.
Yes, sorry about that. Let me just take care of that 1 second. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so this is the request to rename the Oneida Dog Run in Van Cortlandt Park.
Yes. So the Oneida Dog Run in Van Cortlandt Park in Woodlawn is well used, well loved, and was implemented as a result of the very, very hard work of Kathleen Corrigan, who was a beloved resident in the neighborhood. Unfortunately, she passed away 3 years ago. And it would be really lovely to name the dog run for her. I know that there is support for this in the community. In addition to Van Cortlandt Park Alliance, Woodlawn taxpayers and Women of Woodlawn all wrote a letter and sent it to elected officials. Also share that with you all in support of this. And in order to go forward, what would be most helpful is to have the community board vote and say that you would like to do this, and then share that with the Parks Department because they have to approve it. I know that Parks Commissioner Iris Rodriguez Rosa is very, very, very much in favor of this, as she was the Bronx Borough Commissioner at the time of the dog run's creation. And so she knew Kathleen Corrigan and was very, very fond of her and would love to see this happen. So so that's it. I don't know if there's anything else that you need from us.
Sure. So one thing that we can do is, first offer our condolences to family and friends. Whenever somebody in the community leaves us, it's always it can be a real toll, and it's great to see so many people come together to support the memory of such a vital player in our community. But I'll invite anybody from the committee, and then we'll give it over to anybody from the public to see if there's any comment, reflection. We have a lot of people here, so if you can, try to keep comments relatively brief. But just wanted to offer anybody in the committee if they wanted to say something. If not, we'll take, if anybody wants to say anything to honor memory, please feel free. No, I don't think so. I think we're. Yes. You don't mind passing this.
My name is Ellen Mauser. I'm the secretary on the Woodlawn Taxpayers Association, Community Board and Association. I've known Kathleen since I'm a teenager. She was a big advocate for the neighborhood, for the Bronx. She got me to join the Taxpayers Association and be on the board, and I've been on it for 9 years. She got many of us here to be on the board over the years. Kathleen's daughter and grandson and cousin are also here. She not only was the vice president on the Taxpayers Association, she also worked tirelessly to get other things done in the neighborhood besides the dog run, but it took 10 years to get the dog run completed. We had a makeshift dog run that was routinely vandalized. We actually monitored the dog run at nighttime. We took turns monitoring to see who was vandalizing it. She never gave up. She had 2 dogs of her own that actually died during those 10 years that the dog run was being built. I had a dog that died, but she saw to it to make sure that the dog run was built, even while she was battling cancer. And once the dog run was finally built, like I said, we had a makeshift dog run for 10 years. Once the final dog run was built by the Parks Department, she would go up there and make sure that it was clean. She brought bags, like doggy bags for people to clean up. She routinely checked the dog run, even when she didn't have dogs and she was sick. I think it would be like a great honor and a testament to her to name the dog run after her. It's been 3 years since she passed away. So we're asking your support for that. And there's other, I don't know if anybody else wants to speak on her behalf, maybe her daughter Bernadette.
Thank you. San Bernardino County, California.
My name is Bernadette Corrigan. Kathleen was my mom, and I can actually tell you the amount of effort that she put in, the amount of times I had to go up with her to put bags. She put signs. She even bought, wasn't great on Amazon, so I had to buy wilderness cameras that she installed. She had people put up to see who was vandalizing it. She became almost obsessed with it to the point where, I mean, the cleaning, she was there constantly. And it was definitely a dream of hers. She saw it to fruition. Anytime the media would come, she would always say, don't interview me, interview the other people that are there. She wanted to stay in the foreshadows. And it was a lot of work. She put a lot of work into it. She was dedicated, and I would very much be grateful if it could be in her name, in her honor, for all the hard work that she did. Thank you.
So you did this wonderful deed. You rescued the dog. You
Statement? Public? Okay, so I have a question for Ben Park Alliance. So what would be wonderful is, to honor the memory of Kathleen Corrigan. From my perspective, is to not only do a renaming, but I think we should be asking for park improvements. We see that investments in our parks really help to support the community's longevity, people's enrichment in the community, and the permanence of the types of improvements that we want to see. So I really like to get a sense from the Park Alliance if there's any kind of context you could provide on like the current condition of the dog park, if there are any kinds of capital improvements that could be made, because we really love to tie in those types of improvements, if applicable, or any kind of other improvements that you see being helpful to this, because we're beyond memorializing and reflecting on the powerful people that are in this community. We also want to see that those investments in the future. So if there's anything that we can include from the Vancouver Parks Alliance in our letter of support, I'd really like to know that.
Is there something specific that you're thinking of?
No, not necessarily. Just like if there are any capital improvements that can be made, if there's anything that you have an idea for in this area of the park.
Not specifically for the dog run. The dog run is a relatively new. I wear 2 hats, so I'm also a Parks Department employee. So I'll put on my Parks Department hat. It is a relatively new capital project, so I don't know that it would be eligible for any new capital work in the near future, unless there's something very specific that folks have in mind. And so if there's something that folks want to see there, then you can just let me know, and we can see if there's something that can be done.
Okay.
We wouldn't mind a water source, but we don't want to delay the meeting because of that.
No.
Water source, lights would be great, because right now the people that go to the dog run, including myself, we bring bottles of water to dogs. We have our own water dishes that routinely get stolen. And then we buy stuff on Amazon, like lights that can line up with like solar lights and also like little battery packs, which also, over time, ratings and so on. So the people go to the dog run, chip in all the time to maintain the place. We chip in for sand to replace the sand that's there, or so it would be great to have a water source, but we don't want to delay anything.
No, this is good. No, this is how we build, a political power and a political statement. So if anybody didn't hear that online, a representative from the women of the Woodlands Taxpayers Association mentioned that the dog run doesn't have a water source or lighting, and that water dishes often get stolen, and there's a lot of volunteer labor that goes into maintaining, putting in, replacing sand. They pool funding to replace sand when it gets depleted. So based on that, I'd really like to incorporate, those types of improvements for water, fountains that dogs can also use, lighting, and then hopefully baselining sand and other types of materials that can serve as maintenance. Okay, so I'm kind of putting together a motion here. This is a motion of support for the Oneida Dog Run renaming to honor Kathleen Corrigan. And we've received a letter of support from the Woodlawn Taxpayers Association. And we're so pleased that so many people have come out today to support this. We're also including this request for funding for water source and lighting, as well as maintenance for sand and other items that might get depleted over time. Okay, so that's the motion on the table. Are there any questions or comments? Do I have a yes?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, because you mentioned lighting. You mentioned lighting, and you have to be a little more specific. LED lighting.
Okay.
That's the 21st century. So if you're going to get lighting, you want LED lighting, but you don't want lighting at all. You'll be in cameras. So LED lighting.
Okay, that's a friendly amendment to the motion. That's LED lighting. Any other comments or questions from the committee?
And that's the service that you continuously do. So that's just a thank you. But it's also a suggestion that you turn it into an annual event of cleaning up the park or maintaining the park so we can get more people involved. But I also just like to second this motion, send forward a letter of recommendation for the renaming of the park.
I'm having trouble hearing. Are you suggesting an annual cleanup? Is that what you said?
Right.
Yeah, so we routinely do. Giving recently, I wanted to get November, the Virgin Association and Woodlawn and so on, volunteered for. I don't know that we can follow it over to the parks, but that's something Kathy did. Is that every spring that she would tell us to plant goals, we get the goals, I think, from the and we would shoot up the goals all over the park. So we do the program itself right now is maintained by the people that go there. Like they routinely like clean it. Like I said, we replace the sand at least 3 times that I know of. I have 2 fairly new dogs. They're only 2 or 3 years old. So I was trying to go back to the dog run a couple of years ago because my dog passed away. But in a couple of years I've been going, I see that, and I've helped you and my son as well. We have people, like I said, we chipped in at $20 each here and there every few months, and we replace. I don't know if it's sand or whatever it is. They bring it in like wheelbarrows, and there's a professional bricklayer that is actually like even it out for us. They've done that at least 3 times that I know. And like I said, we bring points. So we do routinely clean it because you have to. Like you have to maintain. Every day I on the dog run, and we all do a walk around and clean up and make sure it's safe. Sometimes, there's stuff in there that's not safe. And so
Well, the reason why I'm suggesting it is so that way it commemorates from that.
yeah,
So that
that's
way
great.
it's always a focus every year, and then people get to know about the services. Like, if you didn't say that I wouldn't have known that she also did other projects.
Yeah.
So that's a good way that we can bring in your elected officials to back you every year. Because maybe some things may change, maybe there may be some additions we want to do to
That's
that.
a great idea. Yeah.
But most definitely. So I'm second for you.
Great, thank you. And thank you so much for the stories and filling this room with those memories. Okay, any other questions, clarification, friendly amendments? No. Let's take this to a vote if we don't mind. Perhaps we could do this by
Let's
yes.
do the online first. Right, Carla online and two others.
Let's do a roll call vote, if you don't mind. To be able to call the roll. No.
Carlton Berkeley. Okay, I think that might be my favorite one. Carla Borsati.
Aye.
Could you do the roll call, right? Just
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So that Carla said aye.
Carlos said aye.
Let them know, please.
Well, this is, sorry, yes, so who's the next person? You have to call?
Yes, I'm doing roll call.
Well, sorry about that.
Patricia Boswell.
Do you want to vote?
Oh,
Aye.
Okay.
Michelle Roswell Armstrong. Zonia Davis.
President and I.
This is just a vote on the motion, so.
Tiara Donaldson. Aye. Alfredo Figueroa.
Present, aye.
Mark. Philomena Moss.
Present.
Would you like to vote on the motion?
No, actually, I missed some of this, so I didn't get to hear anything.
Is that abstaining? You're abstaining.
Yes. I don't know.
No, that's supposed to be.
Mark Ortiz. Reginald Paris.
Aye. Did y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Sábados.
Aye.
Deborah Terrell.
Okay, motion carries unanimously with one abstention. Thank you so much, and thank you for your time, dedication to parks. And while the Van Cortlandt Parks Alliance is here, I do have a couple of questions, not related to the dog run. But before we get into that, I'll just summarize. So here, the committees voted to support with the renaming, and we're requesting funding for the water, the LED lighting, and the sand funding for those items. We will next advance this at our full board meeting, which is, I think, the fourth Thursday, 22nd of January. With a quorum, we will vote on this So you're welcome to attend if you'd like, but not required. The committee will advance share our vote, which was supportive vote. Okay, so are there any other topics that we're going to mention? If you don't mind, if I can ask the Van Cortlandt Park Alliance a couple of questions.
Yeah, I just want to just acknowledge Captain Prasad from the 4-7. Captain Prasad?
Hey, good evening. How's everyone?
Everyone's good. Okay, good. I mean, I'll get back to you. I just wanted to acknowledge you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And well, I'll make this quick. I was curious about, and I've spoken a little bit with colleagues across the Northern Bronx about this idea, but I was wondering if what the Van Cortlandt Park Alliance thought about a section of the park which I personally find to be really our only access to some of the western portions of the park here from Community Board 12. And that's the section of park that runs right up against the Mashalou Parkway and the Major Deegan. I think this is the Major Deegan. So the bike path, you can see somebody biking here. It comes up over here. This is from the east, from Community Board 12, and it comes across here. And one thing I'm kind of interested in seeing if there's any appetite for is for murals or some way to beautify this section of the park and people's experience in the park. I've heard anecdotally that this has been brought up before, and while we have Van Cortlandt Park Alliance in the call, I was just curious if there's any history here, and if having a letter of support would be something that we wouldn't vote on it tonight, but would that be something to help advance the conversation?
Sure. So I'm actually going to, again, speak with my Parks Department hat, because this would be, well, this location I think is technically DOT property. So a couple things. One is that if there is interest in doing a mural, I think you'd have to find out if it's DOT. I can probably find that out for you. I'm pretty sure it is. And then you'd have to go through some channels there to get a mural painted, and you have to get permission for that, and then there has to be some funding to make it happen. DOT has some outdoor arts programming available in that way, so that's a possibility. Let me see what I can find out.
Okay, and to clarify, I believe you must be talking about State Department of Transportation, right?
No, I believe it's city. But let me just confirm it's city. The bridges are generally city DOT.
Okay, the next item that I had a question about was if there's any way to make the experience for pedestrians and park users a little bit friendlier. Right now, if you're trying to enter the park, you have to do this kind of annoying loop-de-loop in order to get to Van Cortlandt Lake. And I was wondering if there's any plan to kind of remove some of these fences that block access to our park or easy access. This is not an ADA accessible ramp. I was wondering if there's any forward plan to improve this access point, which has two fences preventing people from easily accessing Van Cortlandt Park Lake.
There's no plan right now to remove those fences. Those are actually not too old. They were fairly recently installed, as I understand it. So I don't think there's any plan to remove them. The thing is that's by the golf course, and so there are some access issues there that are a safety and a security concern. So I don't think that those would be coming down.
Okay. Thank you so much for this information. I really hope that maybe there can be a path forward here. These are potential future agenda items. I don't think we should vote on them today, just because they're so new to the committee. But one other thing I'd like to mention, if possible, if I use the trails here to bike on the South County Trail, and through some of these sections of park, it gets pretty sparse. And I was wondering if there's any way to infill plant some of these bare areas of land that aren't being used by the golf course with trees.
It's a little hard for me to tell what location you're talking about. That may be golf course property. Yeah, that's golf course.
Right. So I think that the golf greens, are a little bit separate, and there are some trees, and I guess the question is whether or not there would be opportunities to infill trees in appropriate locations, around the operations of the golf course, just to provide more greenery and carbon sequestration to the borough.
It's a little hard to talk about that with this map. Maybe we might want to go take a walk.
I would
That
love
might be an easier, yeah, that might be an easier way to kind of see what's out there and see exactly what you're talking about. There may be opportunities for planting. It's just a little hard to say with this with the map.
Understood. And sorry to put you on the spot there. Those are the extent of the questions. I appreciate your time here. Any other questions for Ben Cortlandt Park? Otherwise, we're going to move on Alfredo's public safety talking points committee. Hearing none. Thank you so much, Ben Cortlandt Park Alliance, and all the work you do. Really appreciate your dedication to the borough.
Thanks for letting us be here tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thanks. Okay. Take it away, Alfredo.
Hey, Captain Azad, just wanted to get touch base back with you.
Hey, I appreciate it. I could give a quick overview of crime in the 47th Precinct if you guys want to hear about it.
Yeah, if you don't mind, if you have some statistics and.
Absolutely. I'll speak about the overall index crimes in the command in the 47th Precinct. For the period, which is the 28 days ending on Monday, we're down 11% in index crimes from 221 to 248. So it's a raw number of 27 crimes that we're down. Rape, we're down 7, 3 versus 10, for a decrease of 70. Robberies, we're down 12, 24 versus 36, for a decrease of 33%. Felonious assault, we're down 6, 76 versus 82, for a decrease of 7%. Burglaries is the only crime that we are up, 18 versus 15, for a 20% increase. Grand larcenies, we're down 1, 62 versus 63, decrease of 2%. And grand larceny of autos, we're down 5, 37 versus 42, for a decrease of 12%. So hopefully we keep this decrease in crimes down, going into the new year. Also, something else I wanted to highlight before you guys take over again is I know cars parked in the streets that need to be towed is a big thing in this command. Since our commanding officer arrived back in March, we towed 564 vehicles, and that's including RVs, campers, marijuana trucks that are illegal, and the usual cars and trucks. That averages for about 56 a month since the commanding officer arrived back in March. We do have another tow operation going on this Wednesday coming up. It's the 14th into the 15th. If you guys have any locations that you would like us to hit, that you would like us to remove some vehicles, please, by all means, email myself, the commanding officer. I'll throw both emails in the chat. That's what I got for you guys.
Thank you for that information, very helpful. I don't know if there's anything else that you have that you can share with us. Anyone here has any particular question? I think the XO is you're new to the command, correct? Mr. Prasad?
Correct, sir. I got here a few months ago.
Okay, so I just wanted to, if you have any particular questions, maybe you can ask, maybe he can be that he's new to the command. So, Robert?
Yeah,
Robert?
just introduce yourself. See you.
I'm not sure if you got muted or.
Okay. Once again, my name is Robert Hall, and I'm the chairman of PSA 8, the police forum. And we have a new commanding officer also. And I guess my goal is to get the two of you together. There are some lighting issues in and around the vicinity of Gun Hill houses, specifically Holland Avenue. The councilman is aware of it. And I think from a public safety standpoint, it needs some looking at until the lighting is created. You had officers over there, and it's become a post for the PSAs. And I'm talking about near the Immaculate Conception Church. So if you could just keep an eye on that area, because there had been quite some grand larcenies taking place a little bit earlier. All right, it's calmed down a little bit, but we have to keep the pressure on. So I just want to make you aware of that. It's Holland Avenue between Magenta and Gun Hill Road, to be specific.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. We actually have some foot posts out there now. They're going to be out there until midnight tonight. Hopefully we keep them out there with the personnel that we have. And, as far as housing, PSA 8, we're in constant, communication. Captain Frank, the XO over there, speak to him regularly. And, the CO here, Inspector Ashraf, he speaks to the CO and the XOs. It's one cohesive effort to try to get everything accomplished. So there's definitely communication going back and forth.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, I think that's about it. Thank you, Captain Prasad. Have a good day and good night. I guess I'll see you next Wednesday at the council meeting.
Absolutely. I'll throw my info in the chat. Like I said, if you guys have any locations, please, by all means, reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you. I think there's someone from Councilman Dinowitz's office on the line.
Hi, everyone. This is Jenna Klaus. I'm the council member's chief of staff. Just here to listen in tonight and taking some notes to bring back to the council member about the dog run and some of the other concerns that have just come up. But I no updates, specifically, but here to listen. So let me know what your concerns are and what you want the council member to know.
Okay. Thanks so much. Carla, are there any other topics that you wanted to bring up today as co-chair of the committee? Some new business or old business? Hearing nothing. She might have stepped away. Any other new business or old business from committee members?
For environmental concerns?
For anything under the umbrella of Committee 2. Yeah.
I was driving up Bronx River going north, and I see that they're doing work on Shooties Park. They had a really one part of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything that we everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. I can't wait for that. So that's what Alfredo's mentioning is that, and Clinton Mike mentioned as well, is we got funding a while ago, I think. It's finally being actually implemented. They're upgrading what used to be bocce courts in Shuley's Park and into really new exercise equipment. And I think they're also incorporating tree plantings in there too, ADA accessibility. They've got a pretty large work site, and I think they're going to be improving the path down towards the river's edge, which is really exciting. And this is a lot of the work that the former organizer for Friends of Shoelace Park was able to get into the capital funding pipeline. We still have a Friends of Shoelace Park group, bolstered by the amazing work at Bronx River Alliance. So if anybody's really interested in getting involved in cleanup activities, planting activities, or different types of events, we have those, and we have a great WhatsApp group sharing photos, and you can also find us on Instagram. So don't hesitate to get in touch if you want to connect to those. The Instagram is Shoelace Park, and that's the entire handle. Yes, so Tonya, I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay, so no, just recapping from last year for environmental concerns. We had people come to visit the board to discuss the Beauty Justice Act, to discuss Beyond Plastics, basically bring forth different legislation and policy that's going to be coming into play. These are all efforts that have been for years, but you have to go in front of the floor first for these things to get passed. As community board members, we are not here to advocate for anything individually. We are here merely to educate. So we have those individuals like Pro NYC, who also do similar work to what y'all are doing over at Portland, which is park cleanups, education, and long-lasting programming to sustain our environmental issues. Speak up. Right? Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Does it feel like a Boost Mobile commercial? Okay. So if you are interested in anything concerning environmental concerns, please continue with the people that we partner with, which is Grow NYC, anyone that's supporting the Beauty Justice Act, as well as Beyond Plastics. If you want to know more about these things, can they also join our WhatsApp group or just like Instagram us? Or use the BX Connect handle?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, that was my segue.
Amazing.
To you talking about that.
Okay, so let's see. I think that's everything from old business and new business. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Can I get a motion to adjourn? There's no other business to discuss.
My only question is, were there any concerns that people want to add to our priority budget? So even though this group goes over 3 different topics, the general board covers everything that concerns your general community. So if you have a concern that may not be necessarily about parks, but maybe about libraries, or maybe about the police surveillance within your area, those are all things that we can put in and push forward to our council members, as well as our other elected officials. That's why Luke was suggesting, like, hey, this, and that's what I'm saying, doing this other idea, because it incorporates more people into what you're trying to do. So that is my very long-winded question. Does anybody have anything they want to ask the elected officials for in terms of money? Because they are looking over money right now.
City. And these, thank you so much, Eve, for bringing up that process, which is a continuing thing that we formalize by, I think, October is when these budget cycles conclude, and we have to formally submit our recommendations. But throughout all of these meetings, we're constantly getting ideas and making notes. Yeah.
Since they started planning, so last year, I don't know what department is that. They started planting the trees on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
What department is that again?
Parks
Department, right? So when they were planting them, I had asked them when they were there, could they give us some mulch to go with it, to help us beautify the community, because it comes into so much weed. So my question is, since they did a lot of planting in the community, is it any way possible that they can also give us mulch and stuff to beautify the place? Or, I mean, I'll spend on the plants and stuff, but we can use some mulch to make them, because they're so large now, that we can really use some mulch that they use from the park.
I love that you asked that question, because there is an answer called Tree LC. And Stephanie, if you'd like to respond with any context, feel free. I'll just pull up a website link.
Well, I was going to ask where exactly you're talking about.
They put them all over. Like for instance, at the center that I run, 212 in Laconia, the Bridgefield Civic League. So they put three large new trees there, and it's fine. I usually go out there and put stuff on it, but it would be nice, since it's such a large bedding, if they can donate mulch.
Is it I'm sorry, is it a street tree?
Yes, the street trees.
Okay.
And they put quite a bit last year in a lot of locations in this area.
So I think what you should do specifically is yeah, there you go. Here you go. There's a way for if you go, to the Bronx. The other thing that you can do is you can get in touch with the Bronx Borough Commissioner's office, and they can get in touch with whoever manages that area. That's I'm specific to Van Cortlandt Park, but there would be someone from Parks who manages that area, and they can probably help you.
Thank you.
So if you sign up for to become a steward, they call it a Super Stewards program. They email you opportunities to get mulch, to take care of street trees.
Okay.
It's called Super Stewards, and you can become a Super Steward, and they will give you gloves and different, gardening utensils to help clean up weeds. And then they offer these things called Tree LC events, where you can sign up and they will bring a mulch truck to your block. And you need a couple volunteers or neighbors, and they'll put mulch on every tree bed with you on the block. So I've done that in my neighborhood, on my block, and it's been really successful. And
okay, great, thank you.
Yep, I'll do that.
Hi, my name is Noreen Keenan, and I live in the Woodlawn section of the Bronx. My question is to Captain Prasad. I was wondering if there was anything that could be done about all the illegal car washes that are existing between Webster Avenue and 233rd and Gun Hill Road. Not only are they using the water from the hydrants, the dirt and the debris that they leave on the streets is colossal, and it really ruins the whole look of the Woodlawn Cemetery area, the wall all the way down that leads down to from 233rd down to Gun Hill. And also, I use that road to get home, and the triple car parked, it leaves like one lane to get to 233rd, which backs up the traffic. So to go from Gun Hill Road to 233rd at a certain time of the day could take you a half hour. So I was wondering if there was anything that could be put on the agenda, since you're doing this sweep on Wednesday, if you're aware of the situation and if there's something that could be done about it. Thank you.
Captain Prasad, you heard that?
Not there no more.
Okay, I don't think he's on still. He is? I think he might have dropped off.
I think he left.
He was there, but I was left with the incorrect.
Yeah. Oh, great. Okay, thanks. Interesting. Okay, so any other comments, ideas? Just so we can get it in the record, this is how we can better transcribe notes.
I suppose this is also for parks, maybe the trees. In front of our co-op, we have a tree that's very big, but the roots are tearing up the ground. And I'm just wondering, how often do they check to, you have to report it to get somebody to come?
Where's this at?
This is on 231st Street, right between White Plains Road and Barnes, Wakefield Co-ops. Yeah, and right by our gated area, they just put down apparently new concrete maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but it's already buckling. And so right now, even when I was coming down this now, if it snows, you won't see that, and it's a real hazard. So I was just, asking how that works. Yeah.
I'm just going to share the screen really quick. So is it over here?
By 7:45, it goes that.
This way?
Yes. It's okay. Yeah, keep going. You see that one? That tree right there? Yes. There's you can't see it blocked by the car, but right there is where it's coming up. And so,
Right.
yeah, that
tree is old, but right here.
yeah, yeah, you can't see it. It's that actual spot, but you can't see it right now. But if you look over there, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing that up. So this is something that you might be able to report to 311. But I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the city does sidewalk maintenance.
Right. So with the 311 app, I can just call, send carrier, visit, text, everything. Like have a whole paper trail.
Keep the numbers. That building. Call 311. Everybody gets there. And then let us know. Let me know. And I'll give you to another level.
Because
you gotta call.
So once you do the call, follow us on the app, because with the app, you can take actual pictures of it and upload it. So that way they can't argue and say that they were never made aware of it or not cognizant of how far it is going, all the rest of that stuff. But then they still have to schedule appointment for someone to come out, because you need an actual arborist to come out and observe.
Right.
The more people call, the more it becomes.
Thank you.
Okay, so just to, there might be some, I know there's a little bit of technicality here, and I want to be aware of time here too, but the program for free for fixing broken sidewalks from damaged tree roots, it qualifies based on residential property. So you might want to look at this website to see if the property qualifies. If you type in trees and sidewalk repair on 311, you should be able to look through this program and see what your options are. So it says that the repair program is not available to co-ops, commercial properties, condos, and that those property owners must repair the sidewalk through an independent contractor. So, yeah, just want to set your expectations.
Building manager.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, so we got to do that.
Okay.
Plants to trees, but your building must take care of it.
Right.
It's not make no sense, right?
Okay. We have. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for setting that in the chat for that submission request. Any other comments, new business ideas we want to take up for future sessions? Otherwise, we can connect offline. And thank you. Any motion to adjourn today?
I saw.
Antonio and Alfredo seconds. Thank you so much. That's our meeting. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
The time is 7:51.